Yo, it's Will Marcus from Western back with a video. Today we're going to be talking about how mobile battle royale games have ruined or just changed console battle royale games, right? So this is really just one specific example I'm going to touch on, but I think it's starting to spread like a parasite to like the console and PC BR community, right? So we've had this BR craze that's been going on over the past few years, and it really kind of started with Fortnite. I wouldn't even say Fortnite. You know what? Let's go back to the dawn of time. Let's go back to H1Z1, right? H1Z1 was the start of this, battle royale craze, and then it kind of progressed into other games, and then got to Fortnite. Then you had Blackout and Call of Duty. Then you had Warzone, PUBG, uh, Apex Legends, and just game after game after game on the console and PC side that were BR games in this era of just where BR was flourishing, right? It was taking over the world and everybody wanted the next new hot battle royale game, right? Now, what has sort of become of that? It's kind of fallen off. The hype has died down. BR games aren't what they used to be. It's not COVID and things aren't the way they were, right? So what's kind of hurting BR now? What's the next step? It's these bots. You know what I mean? So in Warzone, they added in a mode called casual, right? They don't want to change skill-based matchmaking, which is plaguing Call of Duty in almost every way. So they added in casual mode. In casual mode, for anybody not sure what I'm talking about, is basically what you see me playing right now, right? It is BR, but instead of it being, all real people on the map, it's got bots. Now, a lot of you guys are wondering, that's normal. You know what I mean? We play mobile games. We play mobile BRs. You've played PUBG Mobile. You've played Apex Legends Mobile, Fortnite Mobile, Warzone Mobile, COD Mobile, Rules Survival, Knives Out. Every BR that comes out on a mobile device has bots. So you're like, that's not anything new. Actually, for the console side, that's a new thing, right? They haven't really had that as a feature in really any of these console style BR games, right? The big thing about it is it's 100 real people flying in on the map, and last one alive wins, right? And that's awesome. That's great. I mean, huge craze. But with mobile games and mobile BRs in specific having such an insane amount of popularity, I feel like this has kind of started to drag over to the console side. And that's probably where they got the idea for casual solos or casual squads in Warzone, right? Because now they're mixing in bots with the real people. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know what the percentage is of the lobby that's bots, but let's just say 20% of the lobby's bots, right? That's a lot. I mean, COD Mobile, it could be like 80% of the lobby's bots, 100% of the lobby's bots. It just depends. So it's a very strange change to make in terms of like how the games have always performed on the console side, right? And I think that's one of the big things that is sort of impacting console and PC BR games is the mobile game scene. So the mobile gaming scene is essentially, I would say, a lot of the games on mobile, we're not even talking about, right? Trivia Crack or Solitaire or Tetris. None of those games matter. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the actual like AAA style games like a COD Mobile, Warzone Mobile, Apex Legends, PUBG, those types of games where it's the impact of those games and how they've influenced mobile gaming for the better is also kind of coming back and haunting the console and PC side, because they're seeing things that work on the mobile side and they're going to try to bring those over to the PC and console side and test them there to see if they'll work there. Whereas, it's two different types of communities, right? If you are on a console or PC, I think that's a more hardcore gaming community, right? We could honestly say, if you're spending money on a PC, that's $1,000, right? A cheap PC with a graphics card that's cheap. If everything was cheap, isn't that like 1,000? I think, right? Consoles are like 500. Your phone, which everybody automatically has, right? Pretty much. I'm not saying that everybody has a phone. I'm just saying that like most people on Earth, they buy a phone and they can't really buy a console. They can't buy a PC. You know what I mean? It's way more expensive to go that route because you gotta have a phone first, right? I don't even know. I've never met anybody who has a PC and doesn't have a phone. So mobile gaming in this case, and just that's what I'm thinking, you know what I mean? I could be wrong. Has sort of grown because, you know, everybody can have access to it. Everybody has a fucking iPhone nowadays. If you don't have an iPhone or Android or whatever, you know, I would be mind blown, right? Some people might have flip phones. You can't play COD Mobile on a flip phone, but give them time. They'll figure out a way to do that just so you can buy some skins for them. So what has this done, right? The actual overall growth of mobile gaming and how this has impacted like the console side. Now, I know I'm really specifying one game. I have actually heard that they're doing this in Fortnite now. Fortnite's got like a casual mode where bots and real people are integrated, right? And people are like kind of, some people don't like it, some people don't care, some people just think it dilutes the player base, you know what I mean? Which, that is a problem. You don't want to dilute the player base because then it takes longer for the queue times, right? In COD Mobile, we hate that. Nobody wants to wait 300 seconds for a queue. That's horrible. Nobody wants that. So this is all like one big thing. It's like the mobile gaming side is a test dummy for what can essentially be enacted on the console gaming side going forward. But it's also vice versa because a lot of the mobile gaming stuff that we have is copy and paste straight over from console. In the case of COD Mobile, it's all copy and paste. With the exception of like this crime map isn't new. But you get my point. I just wanted to think about and kind of introduce the idea that what bots do to the player base on console versus mobile, right? On console, I feel like when you have a more hardcore player base, specifically for COD in this circumstance, they hate that. But on mobile for COD, I feel like they're more casual than, you know, the console side. So having bots in BR isn't a big deal because we're used to that. Anybody who's played any mobile BR ever is used to that. You know, and the changes that work for mobile BR don't necessarily appeal to the side of the console BR community. In the case that, like, we're cool with bots being in, you know, BR. Generally, like, people are kind of fine with that. It's how it's always been. So that's not something that the console side is really cool with. Now, there are obviously going to be people who are fine with that, right? The super casual dad who comes home and hops on his PS5 that he just bought and plays, you know, a couple of matches of Warzone. He is totally fine with running around killing bots, right? Because he's washed. He can't compete with, you know, the sweats anymore, right? And he doesn't want to deal with that. Those guys don't get off the game. He's got a job. He's got kids to take care of. He just wants to be able to enjoy the game. And skill-based matchmaking won't let him do that. So they have this mode where he can kind of avoid it. Problem is, the casual mode where he can avoid it, gets filled up with all the sweats because they are thinning out the player base from the normal mode, which would have all the sweats in it, not ranked, but like the normal queue. And now they're going and killing Grandpa over here. So it's ruining Grandpa's experience. Now he doesn't want to play. He was over there to avoid all the sweats, whereas the sweats could just go fight the other sweats. That's just kind of what's going on, right? And I think that's kind of a taste of what the mobile gaming scene is for people who aren't aware with that. I wonder if this would, you know, if that kind of problem that the console Warzone side is having for those people affected, if they would like enjoy coming over to Warzone Mobile or COD Mobile and playing on a controller and hooking it up to their TV or iPad or whatever the case may be, and that would be a better experience because they could just chill out, play COD Mobile, the superior COD game that every COD game on console right now. Like, COD Mobile is infinitely better than the last 6 COD games on console. So that would be like a good experience to bring people over to the COD mobile side. I just thought this was an interesting topic to kind of discuss. I know not everybody who watches my channel plays on console or has ever played console BRs, and then like plays mobile BRs as well. So you don't necessarily understand what the sort of connection is between the two. But I've always kind of thought, you know, the mobile BR community versus the console BR community is like two separate sides of like which side's more sweaty. I'm not saying there aren't sweats on mobile games. There obviously are. But I do think that if you are investing into like a console or PC, that generally you're going to be more into gaming overall, right? You may not be better, but you know, you're more into it and you have a different expectation for the games that you'll be playing. That being said, I've pretty much covered everything. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications if you want to. I played this game not on Wi-Fi, and look at the lag. That is horrid. Hit the new hype button. I heard about that. There's a hype button now, whatever that is. Try it. It's been your boy Marcus Morcini. I'm out of here. Peace.